Guys, what's up? It is Doug, and welcome to another edition of Spooky Villages and the new Lemax Spooky Town review videos. They keep rolling along here. Today, I'm here with the Cathedral of Eternal Doom. So the pricing at Michael's for this guy is $74.99, and I got it with a 30% off coupon. So here is Cathedral of Eternal Doom out of the box, guys. Check this out. As we go slow-mo here around it, it does come with cardboard, that cardboard style packaging Lemax has been using, no styrofoam, and you do get a power supply. And given that the price on this piece is $74.99 and then a discount, I got mine for 30% off. I think that's, it's nice that it comes with a power supply. Sometimes the buildings around that price range, if I'm remembering right, a lot of times they won't have power supplies, but this one actually does have a power supply for it. Now, the theming here is excellent. This is one of the best themed pieces that Lemax has done this year, and that's saying something because there's some excellently, themed pieces, I think. Of course, this keeps with the, continuing with something that would work in the graveyard. This is just an excellent year for graveyard style pieces. And this cathedral looks wonderful. Some of the big design elements on it here. You've got this, stained glass, which is a plastic here. Stained glass window, or at least the effect of that. Lights all over it. You have a little pulse lighting that's in here. You have a Grim Reaper over here, and he's lit. They've done a really good job with kind of the zoned lighting. Up here too, both of these lights shines up and down. Just a very, very well lit piece. Now, very quick note, my piece actually came with this had fallen off here, this little fencing right here. I just used a dab of glue. It's totally fine. I'd imagine that's not going to be that uncommon with these type of fences, that are up here. But again, a little bit of glue, fixed it up, no problem. Another note here, also this one has the red button on the back to turn it on or off, which this year's the first year I've had a piece like that. Other people have commented, other folks saying that Lemax did start doing this recently. This is just, this year's the first time I've had buildings like that. So in general, the theme here is great. The lighting is great. We'll talk about the lighting in a minute. I wanted to talk about the finish on this. I like the how it's like more of a matte finish. Lemax has done a great job on that this year. But I have to say the paint job on this piece exactly, the one I have here, is not the best. I don't know how well it's going to show up in video, but well, some areas like down here, there's just it looks like the paint's been chipped off, but it's probably hard to see here. But in person, you can see there's some crevices that there's not very much paint in them. You can see the white that's really kind of bled through. So it looks like this particular building, the paint was quite light on it. I don't know if they're all like that. I can just speak to this one. This is the only one that I've seen, but just as an FYI on it, yeah, the finish here is not as good as some of the other ones that I've had this year. So here it is lit up, and this is a wonderfully lit piece. Again, you have a little bit of pulse lighting that is in the doorway there, and it's quite subtle. But you have the different lights in different areas, and the way the colors are all kind of zoned differently. I think they've done a very, very nice job with it. In particular, the stained glass scene, I think that looks really, really good. I mean, in person, you can tell it's plastic and not glass, but I mean, it's fine. That's how I view it. I think it looks really cool. I think it's a great effect, and it is kind of the central thing that the eye wants to go to here when you're looking at this piece, and it looks great. I also really like that small graveyard scene they have on the side with the Reaper there with the scythe. I love that. So there's one thing important to talk about with this piece though, and that is the size. I've not mentioned it yet to this point. Now we're going to talk about that for a minute. This building is small, and it was smaller than I thought it was going to be. I'll show it next to the Misty Grave Mausoleum in just a moment here, but before I do that, I wanted to show it next to a couple some gravestones that I had for Lemax. You can see right here, these don't come with it. These are just some gravestones that I had that Lemax has made over the years. I've got a bunch of Lemax gravestones, but you can see here, look at the size difference there, and I actually just grabbed a figurine out of my stash here too, if you want to see that. So I mean, this piece is very small to where it's kind of out of scale actually, and even for Lemax Spooky Town, I mean, scale is always played with fast and loose by both Lemax and Department 56, but this one is definitely one of the smaller Lemax Spooky Town pieces. And see, look at it right here next to the Misty Grave Mausoleum. Now, in fairness, Misty Grave Mausoleum is a huge piece, so this is really kind of showing an extreme example. I don't think it's going to look that crazy next to some other buildings, at least not this different, but still, I think this is a really small piece, and as such, it kind of doesn't fit in with a lot of the normal size displays, especially when you're talking figurines and everything. So if I was to use this, I would use it. There's two things I would do. You can use this with some of the smaller Lemax Spooky Town pieces. I've actually already seen some pictures of this sitting next to some of the smaller-ish pieces in Spooky Town, and it'll work okay for that. You could also use some perspective trickery here by putting this in the back of the display, especially if you want to elevate it in the back of the display to where it kind of, it's a forced perspective is what it is. You can do a little trickery that way. So yeah, the lighting on this is good. The theming on this is good. Just for me, you know, I think it's small. I didn't know it was going to be as small as that, and I know, you know, for some of you out there, that might be a deal breaker. So just be aware that this is a smaller Lemax Spooky Town piece. So that is the Cathedral of Eternal Doom, guys. Let me know below, what do you think of the piece? There's no soundtrack on the piece as well, so there's going to be no sound portion at the end of this video. You know, I'm really curious what you all think about this piece, because it's well themed, got some great lighting, and you know, the finish on mine wasn't the best, but at night, you know, when it's lit up, you can't really tell that. The lighting looks so good on it, but man, the piece is just so small. I gotta say, it was disappointing to me personally, seeing how small it was, but I'm curious to what you all think. But you know, that's me. That's what's the beautiful part about this hobby. You know, my opinion is subjective on this, as all of yours are too. So what I might not like, maybe someone else will really like out there as far as the size goes. So let me know in the comments, below. Let me know what you think of it. Thank you guys as always for all the likes, subscriptions. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. And as a tease for the next review, we're gonna go skating. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.